Hi everybody, I'm Jeff with Virginia Paranormal Investigations, and tonight we're up here in Chaddsford, Pennsylvania, near a famous local urban legend known as Devil's Road. Now, Devil's Road gets its name from a supposed Satanist cult that's active in the area. The story of Devil's Road goes back to a time when there used to be a school up there that was used for mentally challenged children. And during that time, the Klan was active in the area. They held rallies in nearby fields. They supposedly hung a lot of people along the road in the woods. And then after the school closed down, the land in the school, the building that the school was in, was sold to this Satanist cult. Now, the Satanist cult supposedly had a lot of rituals that they conducted up there. They conducted human sacrifices. They did bonfires with whatever they do. I'm not 100% sure. But supposedly whatever these rituals were that they performed caused a great evil to manifest. And this evil took over the land and made it so evil that along the road, across from where the building supposedly stands, the trees are grown out of lean, as if they're reaching away from the building because it's so evil. Also along this road, which I'm not sure if we'll still be able to find, there's supposedly a tree where the roots are exposed. And underneath this tree, there's a rock. It's kind of, I don't know if it's cemented in or if there's just a rock under there, but supposedly it was filled in because way back when the Satanist cult was active up there, they found mangled human remains in the roots of the trees, like stuck under there. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a drive down there. Now, we're not going to be able to see much as far as video-wise, because it is a very dark, windy road. It goes through the Brandywine Valley up here. But one thing we may be able to see is the SUVs that are supposed to chase you when you come up to this road. Now, years ago, I've been up to this road and had a few experiences up here where I'll be glad to tell you about later on. But tonight, let's go see if we can see these SUVs. Now, what I'm going to do, just kind of for fun, we like to try out different things on investigations. So I'm going to try out this app here. This is called Ghost Hunting Tools app. Okay? And what this app is supposed to do is it's supposed to take the supposed meters and stuff that are in your phone, the sensors, and it's supposed to convert them into EMF detectors and EVP detectors. So it's supposed to detect high frequencies of EMF, and then it puts out like a static signal, and if voices come through, it's got a 1,000+ word dictionary that it's supposed to tell you what word is supposedly being said. Now, we tried this app last night down in Yorktown, and I gotta say I wasn't extremely impressed. The words that were coming through at that time just seemed to be random words, nothing related. But we like to try it out. I don't put much faith in these apps. I like to use the real equipment and everything else. But since we don't really have much to offer here, we're just kind of driving down this road, I'm gonna put it going, and I'm gonna see if anything comes up that is at all related to the road that could validate this app in any way. And we'll try out some more apps as we go along, just to give everyone a view of them and to tell you our opinion on them, which is by no means, but as you can see here, this is supposed to, from what I understand, I couldn't find any instructions that came with it, but this is supposed to be the EMF levels here. Right here is where a word's supposed to pop up, and this is the radio signal that's coming through. As you can hear the static coming through. So we're going to keep that running during our drive down Cossart Road and see if we can pick anything up. We'll keep you posted. What I wanted to do was kind of get a little comparison. Test this EMF detector. Right now, it's beeping. When it beeps like that, these meters sometimes go up saying that there's a high EMF field here. And that's usually when a word comes across the screen. Alright? Now, our EMF detector obviously goes crazy when I put it near the battery. This one, no change. So as you can see, this isn't picking up any EMF. So the EMF meter on this is not working. Now, it could be my phone, but I just got this like 3 weeks ago, so doubtably. But as you can see the comparison, this EMF is dead. This one here is going crazy anywhere near this car battery. Alright, so we just turned on the Cossart Road, and at the beginning of the road there's some houses. Let me turn on this app a little bit. This thing makes a lot of beeping noises and stuff, but we're going to keep that going, like I said, just to see if we can pick up any names, or, you know, if it, just to see what comes across, if it comes across with anything related or not. It's coming up with a word now. Moan. That's a word that came up last night, actually. So, regardless, at the beginning of Cossart Road, there are a bunch of houses. It's not really scary at all. But once we get up here past the houses, we're going to see off to our right is going to be these trees, these leaning trees. And like I said, the reason that the trees are growing at a lean, according to legend, is that because nature isn't particularly fond of evil. So this place over here, the place is gonna be on my left, we can't see it, it's off in the woods somewhere supposedly, but it's supposedly so evil that the trees are growing away from it. So what we're gonna do now is, if you pan over to the right here, right past this stop sign, you'll start seeing the trees. You see them up ahead there? Okay, over to my left is rumored to be a pathway along the side of the road, just beyond the first row of trees. And this is where supposedly a path that the Satanists take. I'm not sure for what. It could be to patrol the road. Could be to chase people off of the road, to come down to their vehicles. I don't know. But people have seen lights going back and forth off to the left here, including myself. We have seen it before too. So this is a very, very bumpy road. Now, right here, is this the tree? No, that's not it. Oh, we got a rock with some paintings on it and stuff. I'm not sure exactly where that one tree is, that the roots, they called it the skull tree, but I have seen it before. Now, there's a lot of erosion going along. Is it erosion or corrosion? I don't know. Erosion, yes. There's a lot of erosion going along the side of the road here, along the hill, and a lot of the tree roots are now exposed. So that tree could very well have fallen down long since the last time I've been up here. But the roots of the tree, they called it the skull tree because the roots of it used to form the shape of a human skull. And this was the one that was, the roots were filled in with some kind of, I don't know if it was a rock or cement, but it was filled in because that's where they supposedly found the human remains. As you can see, this is a really creepy, windy road. See if the high beams help a little bit. Very bumpy. I'm sure it's been quite some time since they last paved it. And it's very narrow, so if another vehicle comes along, you really got to get over. And there's ditches on each side of the road, so it's not easy to do. Got a word coming through?
It says French.
French. What are your thoughts on Cossart Road?
Well, Cossart Road, otherwise known as Devil's Road, was an interesting road. Not only is it creepy, it has that really dark, kind of creepy vibe about it. There's something about the trees with vines all tangled around them that really lend to the creepiness of it. It's also very kind of out of the way. There's not a lot of houses down the main part of the road, but you know, we didn't certainly have any SUVs that were chasing us, which you know, we've seen some weird things in the past, so sometimes you're there and it happens, sometimes not. We certainly did not find the tree with the rock or the concrete, whatever it is, at the roots of it, which would have been a nice find. But it still is a very, very creepy road. It has a very different vibe than the rest of the roads down there in that part of Pennsylvania. So it's worth coming back a few more times whenever we get a chance and seeing what else we can find.
Yeah, I have to agree that Cossart Road is definitely one of the more creepier roads that I've been down. We love to go out and find these dark, creepy roads, especially the ones that are associated with urban legends, and see if we can find anything unexplainable wandering around in the middle of the night. Now, I gotta say, I thoroughly believe that the Brandywine Valley in general is haunted. These windy back roads that just seem to go on endlessly into the night. I've had my share of experiences up here, and Cossart Road has been one of those places where we actually, when I was younger, before VAPI and all that, we used to come up here, and that used to be one of the places that we'd love to come and explore. And we have actually been chased by these SUVs. They followed us down the road with their headlights out, and when we got down, we looked over to the left and we would see some lights going back and forth like people with flashlights, and that trail that I pointed out earlier. And when we got down towards the end of the road, there were cars in the field, one in the field on the right and one in the field on the left, sitting there, and the headlights clicked on at the car that was behind us. And we, of course, we went down, circled around, we had to come back and find out what it was. But sure enough, there were the black SUVs were parked down there at the end of the road. They didn't chase us the second time. I don't know where they all went. But there's also a rumor that one of those little roads that we passed goes up to a little guard shack. And that's kind of where they keep a watch out when the rituals are being performed. People supposedly sit up in that guard shack, and if they see anyone getting close, they'll come out and they'll chase them in the SUVs. I don't know. I can't say for sure that this is a Satanist cult that's chasing people in the SUVs. It could just be people up there trying to, you know, just mess around and scare people. I don't know, but it's definitely a place that I wouldn't want to stick around and find out, because once they come after you, I don't want to know what happens if you get caught. Now, I have to go to this app, okay? We use this app, and what's cool about it, okay, is it saves the word list. So basically, here's the app going right here, and I click on this, there's the words that came up. And what we got while we were along Cossart Road was, I believe it was moan, key, projection, stretched, French, compare, zoo, and then I think Down and Creek came after, a little while after. It looks like it was about 13 minutes later after we left Cossart Road. Now, a lot of times with this app, I'm not sure if it just puts in kind of vague words that you can find a way to associate them with the area that you're in. For example, down. You know, I can associate with that anything. Oh, is there someone buried? Am I supposed to go down this road? Am I supposed to look down? Is a, you know, there's several things you can associate it with. I can't put 100% stock in this app. I don't, honestly, I don't think it works. I think it's just for fun. But that's just my opinion on it. If you want to try it out and download it, you be the judge of it. We did a little comparison earlier to show that the EMF detector isn't actually working in this app, unless it's my phone. But what are your thoughts on this app?
I think, like you said, that it's definitely for entertainment purposes. We certainly, you know, we're fairly intelligent people, but when we don't necessarily know all of the inner workings of a phone like this, but we can't figure out any way that this would be actually detecting anybody's any spirit speech or anything that they would say. I think that it just pretty much throws out random words, and there's been plenty of other apps that are like that have done the same thing in the past. We certainly proved that the EMF detector doesn't work on the thing, so I think it's pretty much just, you know, one of those things that's made for entertainment purposes only, and it should only be used like that.
Now, I gotta say that one of my big things about this app is, how is it supposed to pick up what spirits are saying if it didn't request access to the microphone? I mean, if you're going to hear something, wouldn't you need access to the microphone?
Yes. Or either that, or like you had said before, the spirit would have to be able to get into the dictionary of words that's built into the app, scroll through, find the right one, and spit it out using that app.
Right. Now, there's a lot we don't know about ghosts, but how they would use something like this, I don't really see it happen.
No, and it just goes to prove that, you know, there's really no way that you can take something like this and expect it to be able to be used out in the field in an actual investigation. You have to use the EMF detectors. You know, you have to use the equipment that is made for that. These phone apps are no substitute.
Right. And also the creepy sound that comes through right before a word pops up.
Right.
I mean, that's clearly added for effect.
Yes.
I could see if it was like a spirit box where it's scrolling through channels and you hear something that sounds like a word,
Yes.
and this were to take that and at least put up a list of words or a word that it sounds close to.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not doing that. It just has static, and then all of a sudden, whoo, and then a word appears.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's entertaining. It is creepy. I do have to say, that sound is a creepy sound. It's kind of a little hair raising.
Yes.
But if it were legit, it'd be pretty creepy.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to be walking around in the woods with this,
right.
You know, that noise that it makes.
Right now, the noise is just pretty much annoying.
Yeah.
Because you know it's there for effect.
Right. And it's the same 3 or 4 noises that you hear all the time. It never varies.
Right.
Yeah.
One of them sounds like a Bigfoot call.
Right. And we even got the same word a couple times, moan.
Right.
And if you look at a lot of these words, they're related to something that would kind of scare people. You know, like
absolutely.
moan. We got devil last night.
Yes, we got burning last night.
Right.
Yeah.
Sacrilege.
Yeah.
A bunch of stuff that would kind of, you know, lead somebody to believe that something evil or something scary is talking to them.
Right. Exactly.
And then all of a sudden, the meter starts going crazy. It goes up in the red, starts beeping, and then relax comes through. And to me, that's just saying that all of a sudden, like if it's going crazy like that, if it's way up in the red, people that don't know, they'd be freaking out. Oh, the EMF is high. The EMF is high, and all of a sudden it says relax. It told me to relax. It knew I was worried.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
And how's this EMF picking up electromagnetic fields that are being emitted by ghosts if it's not picking them up from my car battery?
Right.
There's the question, ladies and gentlemen.